Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's going to be a warm one today. There's no doubt about that. But hopefully you're able to get a little bit of time outside while it's still cool enough. And hopefully, good morning, Meredith. Hopefully you guys get to cool and get some time outside as well. So hopefully you guys get to do that. Looks like Meredith's going to join us. Good morning, Mom.
Morning.
Where's Mare?
Right
I'm
here.
right here.
Oh, hey, good morning, Mare. How are you guys?
Good. How are you? Well,
Good.
that's not good. Yeah.
Good. Things are good.
Get in. Get in.
I'm eating.
She says she's
So,
eating. She doesn't want to get in the frame.
oh, that's fine. That's fine. Um, So this morning, I was going to talk about the section from Romans that we've been given, Paul's letter, specifically where he says, "In hope that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to decay and will obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God." So he's talking about how in our sufferings we become more like Christ, and even creation itself is moaning and groaning to become more like Christ and to be set free. And he uses we know that the whole creation has been groaning in labor pains until now. Not only creation, but we ourselves. For in hope we are saved, but we hope for what we do not see. We wait for it with patience. So he's acknowledging essentially the fact that we are waiting and suffering, groaning in labor pains, and at the same time, we will continue to wait in patience. And if that doesn't resemble what 20, if waiting and pain and groaning and labor pains is, yeah, I just felt like that was very much the epitome of 2020. And the key word there being patience. And I feel like that's a lot, something that a lot of us are really working on right now.
Yeah.
But you know what they say? You gotta, you gotta like go through times that require patience in order to build patience, because patience, like other virtues, are like muscles. You actually have to work them in order for them to grow and be better. People aren't naturally patient. Babies don't naturally wait for their food. They sit around and they cry for it. And we have to learn this virtue of patience.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like babies aren't born. People aren't born with patience,
Right.
and it has to be taught and learned and experienced in order to be cultivated.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think that is just one of the many things that I would call us to this week. But just trying to be aware of the ways in which we can exercise our patience and practice our patience, because that's what you have to practice your virtues, just like sports and just like muscles. You gotta work at it.
And our society doesn't encourage patience.
Mm,
Everything is instant. Like from the point where I was your age, you guys' age, there like cell phones were just coming out. To
right.
have email was just coming out. That you know you you had to call, you had to write letters, you had to go visit people. There
Yeah.
and like instant gratification is such a 2000s mentality.
Yeah.
And even if you look at it from watching TV, when I remember when our TV got the first remote control, and
You
you had
have to go up there and press it. Yeah.
I was the remote control because Papa Jim would be like, change it to channel 2, and
And then
that
even with like watching shows, you would have to wait a week till the next show comes out. You couldn't binge an entire season in one day.
There you
You
go.
had to wait and be able to,
and hope you caught it on reruns if you missed it.
yeah, and be able to like know the exact time and not like being able to like, oh well, I can watch later on Netflix. It's kind of you have to, yeah,
So our society
Yeah.
has is encouraging us to grow ever impatient.
Yeah. Absolutely. I saw on social media the other day, someone had sent out a tweet and it said, I really appreciate Amazon's next day delivery, but I'd really like it now.
It, it,
And I said, then go to the store and buy it. when we're not satisfied with next day delivery, what will satisfy us? And like,
Well,
if the instant gratification is what satisfies you, then go to the store, put a mask on, go to the store, get what you need. But like, if you're not okay with the waiting aspect of it, then
well, and even,
where are we? If we can't wait for next day delivery, where are we going?
but so at the beginning of COVID, and we couldn't get Amazon stuff overnight, it was a tragedy. I had
Yeah,
to wait a week. I mean,
yeah,
I placed an order for something and it's not supposed. I last Tuesday and it won't be here till Thursday, and I'm like, what the, what's going on? Like, where's my package?
yeah. Well, and I'll say even the youth, and this is not meant to be a knock on the youth, more of a praise actually. I've been doing T-shirts for prizes for games, and I had no idea how backed up the company actually was
Oh yeah,
until one day McKenna was like, "Oh yeah, I haven't gotten my shirt yet," and I was like, "Oh my goodness, like I need to look into this. This has been almost a full month. Like what's going on?" And I didn't have the recognition to understand like, oh yeah, they are definitely behind too because they
yeah,
hand make all of their shirts. They
yeah.
make them based on their order, and it takes them time. And so I like it seemed almost as if they had more patience than I did. And so it is just really, really remarkable. But I think you're right. The way social media operates, we're the way our like economy is beginning to operate based on our buying power and such, it is all becoming ever more instantaneous.
And parents don't teach their kids patience.
Mm,
I
yeah,
feel like I did my best with you two to be like, you'll get it, but you need to sit down for a minute.
right.
And parents are like, okay, fine. If having a cookie is going to shut you up, go have a cookie.
Yeah.
Versus, because children will wear you down. You know, I want a cookie. I want a cookie. I want a mom, 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 mom.
So remember, you're not ready for kids yet. You're not. If you're
No,
watching this, you're not ready for kids
no.
unless you're over 30, maybe then. But yeah, none of us are ready for that right now. And I know that because like I'm not ready for it, and I still have a whole lot of virtues that I need to work on myself. I have a lot of virtues that I still need to practice, and so I would say that not only are we not ready for parenthood, but we have a lot that we need to work on before we get there, and patience definitely being one of them. Like Mom said, the world isn't being set up in a way that best allows us to practice our patience on a daily basis, which is why we need to make a concerted effort. When we're sitting in traffic, say, okay, this is a good time to practice my patience. When we're waiting in line at your local grocery store, hey, this is a really good time to practice patience. Um, Last night, Sarah and I went to a drive-in movie.
Oh, cool.
Ticket said it started at 7. Movie started at 9.
Huh?
We got there at 6:45. And so that was a really good time for the both of us to hang out and actually practice our patience and literally just watch the sunset and chat. And it was very nice. But, if we hadn't had time in the past to actually practice that patience, I don't think we would have waited for the movie to start, and we would have missed out on that.
Yeah.
And so, there are just little ways in your world where you can say, okay, I'm going to practice my patience now, and name that so that you can actually practice your patience. And the next time you have to be patient, you can say, oh yeah, I remember waiting 2 hours for this ride, or I remember waiting 2 hours for this movie, or however long. And you say, I can do this. This is
Yeah.
easy. I
Yeah.
can do this.
Oh,
I can do an
absolutely.
extra, yeah, and it's that way in which we build up our virtues. We can build up this idea of patience, and
And,
and in our patience, we build up that hope for the future.
and when I was, going through the whole cancer thing, that was an extreme event to
Yeah.
practice patience.
Oh yeah.
Waiting on that next report, waiting on that next doctor's visit, waiting on that next surgery, and just
Yeah.
it was just such a practice of patience and waiting that, um, and then that. Here's the thing, though, before you know it, it's 4 years later,
Mm-hmm.
and now I look back, I'm like, okay, so I mean,
Yeah.
literally, does it feel like we should be 4 years later after all of that? So then that slice of time that you had to actually wait becomes minuscule in the larger grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
when I'm, you mentioned sitting at a stoplight.
Mm-hmm.
I use those opportunities to pray
Mm-hmm.
and thank the Lord for allowing me the opportunity to pause, and that, you know, whatever reason he had me stop at that stoplight, okay, you know, maybe someone else behind me needed to be held up. Maybe it has nothing to do with me.
You're
And
right.
so many times we think, you know, that somehow the universe, quote unquote, is against us and God's against us because we're in a hurry and we need to get to wherever. And it's like,
Or life is happening to us.
yeah,
You know,
like
these
we're
bad things are happening to us rather than for
being the
us.
victim of it. When it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's okay to have to be at that stoplight, you know, because you might want to curse the person in front of you because they didn't plow through you know, the yellow.
Right.
It's okay because maybe that person needed to stop at that stoplight so that
Yeah.
to avoid something,
Yeah.
or you know, we just don't know.
And
I
so
try
at
to
that
make up.
stoplight, you can make that decision.
Yeah,
You make that decision. Hey, this is going to be a good opportunity for me to practice patience.
I
Or
make up.
I'm going to be really upset with that guy in front of me for not going. And I feel like you make that decision yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I make up fun stories
Hmm.
about whatever that situation is. So I kind of use my creative storytelling to fabricate something. Or if someone's going really fast, what do I say if someone's being a jerk and going really fast in traffic?
I bet they have to poop.
That is the golden nugget of wisdom for today. When they're driving too fast, it's not because someone's pregnant. They don't need to go to the hospital. They need to run to the toilet.
Wouldn't you? Wouldn't
Yeah.
you drive like a maniac?
Yeah, I'd be flying. I'd be moving. So
Could
that
be.
is it, everybody. Practice your patience. You don't always fully understand the story of those who are flying by around you and who may not treat you as well as you'd like, but maybe they just got to poop. So let's all take some time this week to try and understand the position of somebody else and practice our patience. Because we can choose to be patient and love them for who they are, or we can choose to be upset with them and angry. And at the same time, that has very little impact on their day, but it means the world to the rest of your day and how you're going to carry yourself into that next situation. So just give everybody else some grace, and by doing that, give yourself some too. Because one day you might have to poop, and you might be flying down the road, and or you might be rude. You know that you could be in the other position one day, and you would hope that the other person would be patient and gracious to you as well. That's perfect. That's so good, Mom. I love you so much. I'll call you on my way home. All right, Mom.
Okay. Bye,
Love
buddy.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Press X on the phone.
So that's it. That's your message for today, everyone. You never know who's got to poop, so give grace to them. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We're doing EYC tonight. We're going to play a game. And then Wednesday night Bible study, we're going to be going over some controversial topics and some hot topic issues. So if you want a link to that, if you want to join that, all are welcome. And just shoot me an email. Bye, guys. Have a great one.